meeting to order. We all rise for a pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is he good?
Have the secretary perform a roll call attendance, please.
Here.
Here. Here. Here. Here. Okay. All right, all the board members should have received the minutes from the August 18th meeting.
Make a motion to accept.
Okay.
Second it.
Motion's made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. All right. Our first item on the agenda this evening is discussion, which is a vote for a lot consolidation for Noon lot consolidation. So, is there anyone here this evening for this application? Okay, seeing none. All the board members should have received the resolution that was prepared by the planner. If there's no questions or concerns, entertain a motion to approve the resolution as drafted.
I'll move that. Second.
Okay, motion's made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. All right. Okay, next item on the agenda this evening is Hudson Valley Volkswagen for special use permit and amended site plan approval.
Good evening.
Evening.
Mark Day, Dane Secosa, here representing Hudson Valley Volkswagen. As you may remember, we are proposing to enclose an existing drive-through entrance for a service area.
They need a microphone. Yeah.
Sorry. You guys couldn't hear me?
Huh?
Couldn't hear me?
Couldn't hear you in the back.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, on TV they can't hear you.
So we're actually proposing to enclose the existing drive-through for a service bay that is currently there. We're just going to add 3 walls to it. We're also proposing a new service area in the back that basically expands the existing service area, and it goes to the south, or sorry, to the east. The other proposal on this application is we'd like to recover the retention basin and use it for inventory parking. As you may know, we are in desperate need of inventory parking on this project. Other than that, nothing else changes on a project. We're not proposing to increase any of the utilities. Really nothing else is required as far as the site other than what we've mentioned.
Okay.
We are under, or we are over the coverage. We do need a variance for maximum coverage. And we have plotted the wetland on this plan per the last meeting, so we would need a permit for it. We're in the buffer.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so with that, we'll might as well start with the wetland, the wetland permit. So I mean, with that, it's probably going to need to provide us the permit prior to going, any further with with the encroachment, but also has been, we need out of the code, the section with all the, actually all the stuff that's outlined in the code needs to be addressed within the permit. So that'll be something that we're going to be looking for in the future.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So why don't we start, we'll go ahead, we'll start with the planner. You can go through your letter real quick.
So the big ones have been addressed, right, as far as the wetland disturbance permit. Take a look at section 137, 137.7, is going to outline all of the things that, all the information that we'll need, that you'll need to provide as a part of applying for the wetland disturbance permit. As you already mentioned, you're going to need 2 variances from the ZBA, one for impervious cover and one for landscaped area. I think it was discussed at the last meeting, the loading zone. I didn't see that on the plans. Did you add that?
We're doing the vehicular traffic movements, and quite honestly, there's only one way to do it. We're going to be backing into the site from Route 9.
Okay, so we'll review that with the next submission when they come in. And at the board's discretion, I do think that we're in a position to initiate seeker. I think we have enough of the initial materials to at least circulate for lead agency this evening if the board is inclined. That's my memo.
Okay. Good.
For engineering, they've addressed most of our comments from our last memo. They modified the stormwater design a little bit, so we just had 2 new comments asking for some clarification on some of the drainage and the drainage report that they provided, but nothing major at all. So most of our comments have been addressed.
Okay. All right.
And you've reached out to the DEC
Yeah,
for...
we did that
after
months
the
ago.
first meeting, I imagine. Okay. So we'll wait to hear back from them. I mean, they will be, just to play it safe, when we circulate for lead agency, we will circulate to them as well.
Okay.
You were flagged for Indiana Bat. Is there any tree clearing as proposed?
No, none. I mean, there's some small growth around this existing basin, but it's not trees, it's, small growth.
Okay. Okay, I think that, I mean, really, it'll be new information. We'll take a look at what they submit under 137.7. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do any of the board members have any questions? Regarding the
Get the
application?
information we need, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sure. KB? No, we haven't. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Spoke about the guys' variance, loading variance. Okay. All right. So I guess the board, it's up to the board if we want to go ahead and do a coordinated review, and if we do, then we need to circulate for our intent to be lead agency. So we're going to do so. I entertain a motion to circulate for lead agency.
I'll move that. Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Okay. All right, so we're good there. All right, I mean, I guess at that point, I don't know if there's any other questions that you have.
So no final?
Huh?
No final?
No, I think we're a little too soon for a final. All right.
To be,
So with that, our next application
so
is the...
they're going to need they're going to need a public hearing. Did you want to schedule one out, or do you want to wait till we declare lead agency?
Certainly, I think it would be useful to get their next submission, the materials associated with the wetland disturbance, and the turning templates, the traffic stuff for the
Yeah.
loading. But if we schedule it out, we'll get that in time, or we wait for the next submission and then we schedule a special hearing, a public hearing.
Maybe we should wait till we get all this crap, all this stuff together.
Probably get all the stuff
Yeah,
together,
get all the
make
information
sure.
together first.
Yeah, we could do that, so we'll hold off on scheduling at this point. All right. Okay, so our next item on the agenda this evening is the Village Pancake Factory for amended site plan approval. Wow.
The engineer, the architect, obviously is not here yet. I believe he's on his way. I don't know if all that he was dealing with the water, sewer, all of that needs to be discussed prior to any sign information.
Well, I mean, if
kinda
you want,
like-
I mean, you're here, I guess
Yeah.
we could discuss the,
Oh, is he? He's here, okay.
He'll be in
2 minutes, okay. All right, we might be done in 2 minutes, so. All right, so.
Sorry, Bruce.
All right, so anyways, all right, well, while you're here, might as well, I guess the first item, I guess that everybody's been talking about is the sign. I mean, I think there's there's more than a few of us that probably think the sign is too big. And I know there's a couple of us on the board that feel that the sign, that would be, put up as per the code might be a little too small. So I think that, it's got to be somewhere in the middle. I mean, definitely what you haven't even justified needing a sign that big, 12 feet high and everything else. It's not that you're in a gully where you need to raise to make it higher. You're basically at street level. So
I
12 foot.
believe, yeah.
12 foot in proportion to a very low one-story building. In my opinion, it's, is excessive.
I know at the last meeting, the engineer said, yeah, and as he said, there was a slight drop. I believe he provided you
Yeah.
drawings and saying from the road back to where the sign begins. It's like a 2-foot difference.
I drove by there. I mean, it's really,
It's almost level.
Yeah.
yeah.
The-
We measured 2 feet lower. I went out there with him.
From the south roadway
Yeah.
or the roadway going north?
We measured going south.
Okay, I thought the plan showed something else.
Yeah.
I did want to say, if I could,
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm one who's not convinced that complying with the requirements today would be inappropriate, so that hasn't been discussed, but I was surprised because we spent a good part of the discussion last time you were on the agenda about the sign. We talked about, we thought it was too big then, can you provide more rationale? Can you do some additional technical work to try to justify what's being proposed? And when we got back today, it was exactly the same thing. You hadn't been responsive to the serious questions we had raised about that.
Well, I did from your last meeting, when I explained how we don't just come in and say we want a bigger sign. And I talked about the ways that is determined. And there's any number, whether it be state level, like the roads you see along your main highways, or roads at the end of a street. There are there's a manual uniform traffic control devices, and all of them, there's probably 10, and they're all like 65 pages long. But to make it brief, what they say, all of them continuously say that for every 10 feet to be readable is 1 inch in a letter size. So the drawing that was presented to you since last time is broken down, shows all the letter
I
sizes.
saw that, but
And it's
nevertheless, I thought you would come in with a little, we had talked about looking at other signage along Route 9 in that area, and kind of a comparison, and because we're not approving, we want to look at that in conjunction with what's appropriate. You, in fact, had used the term it's appropriate, but there's been no real
For two
back
businesses.
that. So I think, no, I know it's 2 businesses.
Yeah.
I think a little more work is required to kind of demonstrate why the sign is proposed to be so large, and if it were complying, what would be the issue with that? Because there really is no drop-off, maybe a foot, maybe 2, as you say. And I drove along the ODA sign, it's visible.
You talked about the height.
Yeah, the height
the
I'm
setback,
talking about. So.
And I think we discussed the 12
I think
foot
you need to do
last
more
time,
work
not
to try to
14.
Make the case or show us what a compliant sign would look like, and then why that would be inappropriate.
Well, if I do the compliant sign in a drawing, there's no scale to see it as it's a freestanding sign, so I'm not sure how you would like me to propose that to you. Do you want a comparison to other signs in the area. I mean, we did the drive in the 4 lanes at, you know, the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, which most people aren't even doing 55. Your distance of when you want to see it, and be able to see it in time to either make the turnaround if you're heading north or, you know, put your blinker on and going south.
The current sign that's there for the former restaurant, the ODA, that's quite visible coming south. We have another application before us for the Odyssey for a new Casa Ortega there. They're proposing replacing the existing sign that's there in the same size. And that sign is fully compliant with what the code calls for.
Their sign is high. You talk about the Odyssey sign on the building? Or?
No, the freestanding sign. Yeah, we're just talking about freestanding sign right now.
Well, one of the things that I had wanted to push for this.
Use the microphone.
One of the things that I had wanted to push for this also is not just, you know, I'm taking something that, you know, needed a lot of work. I kind of am doing too much, more than what I thought I had to do. But, you know, I'm already knee-deep into it, so I have to finish. But the actual restaurant is not facing Route 9. You can only really see it if you're driving north. If you're driving south, you don't see this. You don't see where the restaurant is. All you see is that small, wooden, ugly sign that is there. So I was trying to make this, that way people can see it. You're driving 55 miles an hour, you're not going to see that sign. All you're going to see is the building and the small sign, and you won't know where to turn to get into.
I take exception to that because we've all driven down Route 9. We can all read the signs along Route 9, nothing that approach, I think, the scale that you're proposing.
So, Ismael is correct. I mean, I just want to point out that several businesses were there. We're not the first, obviously. And to say that it's appropriate to say that, you know, it's a good enough sign, well, all the businesses that came after, even Fish and Ribs, went out of business. They didn't do too well. And it's in part because the new signage for where Talbot's and that whole storefront area is taking over visually. So, one, to point out that it's not a small route, it's a highway. People are going 55 plus average. And then when they pass by it, looking for some place, their eyes go right to their sign, which is huge. We don't even compare to that. So there's competition. Ismael does want to stay, wants to be successful. And then, as we mentioned, the road does go down, so the placement of the sign is actually 2 feet lower than the crest of the road. The other thing that I like to point out is that when I'm driving south on Route 9, I can't even see his driveway. What sticks out more is the driveway to the shopping strip south of him. Because of the sign, your eyes are more attracted to that, and we can argue all day whether or not, you know, I think a larger percentage
on this.
Yeah, exactly, but I feel that you kind of miss, if you're looking for his place, or not even looking for his place, we're advertising. And for most, there's 2 restaurants there, and so if they go there because of the signage, their driveway is a little bit more visible, because once you get past the Plant Depot area, now you're introducing the driver to a new whole area. By the time they notice there's another shopping strip, he's behind, you know, they passed his place. Now they are focused on the signage that they see, the driveway to that shopping center, and totally missed his area because, you know, they look at it as a separate area. So I'm just saying that we're competing for visibility. And we approached the board in the beginning with a 14-foot sign. We discovered that it's actually 2 feet lower, so it's actually 12 feet from the crest of the road. And we like to keep it that way, only because...
What are you referring to?
I'm talking about the middle of the
So
road.
at the road surface
Yeah,
itself.
and then
But
the
on
fast lane
the
is even higher.
southbound lane, it's about a foot, right?
Yeah, and because of the curvature of the road, I use a laser to measure. So it was horizontal leveled, and I have a camera on the laser to pinpoint. So I use the crest because that's the middle, and I can see the stripe. But the fast line is even higher. That's, another, almost a foot to that side. But they're not even looking because they're basically going fast. So we were fair enough to say, in the middle of the road, we're looking at 2 feet lower than we should be. So it is deep down, and what's even worse, the driveway is not significant enough because it's all hidden. By the time they pass it, they're literally looking at it like this. At 40, even 40 miles an hour, you're not going to screech to a stop to try to get in. It's too late. They're going to destroy their shocking, the shock absorbers and all that. The only thing they have left is to go to the other one, but there's no idea if the two lots are connected.
Maybe it's too, is the placement of the sign. Maybe the sign's being put down that far that it needs to be brought back up, put to the north more, so that they're seeing it more in
That's a better
advance.
discussion.
Right, like where the existing sign is.
Yeah.
So they would see it.
Add, next right or something like that.
Right.
Or, so yeah, that's a better argument than decreasing, because I
Right,
feel
because you
like
can't,
we-
the entrance, you can't argue the entrance, because you're moving it to the entrance, and if you're
Right.
saying that you need to make it bigger because, to be able to know where the entrance is, but why don't you move it back where it was, and then at least they'll see the sign, they'll know that's the entrance to get in.
Moving it back there is definitely not the answer, that location. Signs, and again, standards should be closest they can to an entranceway, because that's what people look for. If you look at pretty much any sign you see going up and down Route 9, when you see the sign, that's where I'm going in. You know that. That sign is so far north on the corner of the building, it really is not that visible. If you live in the area and you're used to it, you know it's there. I'm in the sign industry 48 years, I've been coming in front of your board. And, I know that I tend to see everything when it comes to signs. That's my business, that's what I do.
Yeah.
But normal people driving by, they need to see. More accidents are caused by people trying to read a sign than a sign being oversized. Proven fact. But I don't believe that it should be moved back to the location, because we need to be, when they see it, they go, oh, here it is, and that's where they're going in.
Just to clear up a few things, I would agree with that. I think that as far as the sign placement, whatever the size of it, the freestanding monument sign should be at the entrance. That is where people will brake, that is where people will look to turn. You don't want people braking at the sign and then slowly moving forward another 30 or 40 feet to the entrance itself. Discussing with Barbara, though, a couple of numbers have been thrown around as far as the height of the sign. As far as the waiver would be concerned, the waiver that you're considering, the sign is 14 feet tall. That is what you would be waiving, not 12.
Right, the maximum is 10, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's also exceeds the square footage. And then there is another sign waiver for the signs mounted on the building. They're permitted to have one, and they've got two, sort of one facing Route 9 and one facing the interior parking lot.
Yeah, I think after the discussion last time, I think that's a minimal, that's a minimal waiver right there, just for that, only because of the orientation on the buildings. So, I think that's an easy one. I think mostly everybody's hung up on the one is the one that's going to go on the road.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to be competitive. I want to succeed, It's like, again, if it was like Red Line Diner faced there, they got their big lights, I have to try to compete somewhere because I'm down the road.
Yeah. but
You know, that's
also-
Fishkill
that's
with
also on
Wappingers.
Fishkill, right, that's not,
Exactly, you know, so I don't want
we're
people to
talking two different.
I don't want people to keep driving through me to get over there. That's the reason that I'm doing this. So I'm just trying to get competitive. In reference to the square footage, I know because it's round, if we can come to some type of compromise, you know,
Oh, I
just...
think,
I'm not convinced it's too big. It's very difficult to see it in your mind, what it's actually going to look like. So I would rather see some kind of mock-up so we can just determine whether, I would rather see the sign look correct than just shrink it down arbitrarily because of some numbers that we normally go by. I don't want the sign to look stupid, too small. You know, I would rather have it
Kinda
just
like
look
NNS
right
Supply?
for the spot than
so I mean, we did discuss that earlier about proposing, letting them have put a mock-up together, put it out there, and then we'll schedule a field trip to go out
I
and
would
take a look at it.
be amenable to that.
Can you make something out of like a couple 2x4s and cardboard? That's that exact size.
Just
Okay.
something to get an eye, because based on all the drawings, it's difficult to get a feel for what it's actually going to look like in real life.
Okay.
12 feet might look great, 14 feet might look perfect. You know, it's got to be in proportion to what's going on around it. And just throwing numbers and things at it, you can't really get an idea of what it's actually going to be.
Okay, so
Building this?
I just would like to say, on the circle at the top, if you squared it off, we have the 6 by 6, meaning 36 square feet. But if you do the math, it's actually 26 square feet of
I'm not
actual
concerned with
signage.
that myself.
And then the sign at the bottom is the other 24 square feet. So we're working at about 50 square feet. I certainly can probably put something together if you're willing to do it.
I have my guys build it out of wood and have this round and put it at the same size.
Do you want to just see the one that conforms? You want them to do
Yeah, I
the
mean,
25 square foot sign?
What you want to do?
Put up what you're proposing to do. When we go there to look at it, I mean,
Okay, to see.
then it becomes, is it too tall? You know,
Right.
you can get a visual aspect of it based upon our perspective of where we're going to stand. I mean, because the photo perspective that you gave us, yeah, it's hard to tell.
On a freestanding
Right.
sign, it's definitely
gonna
hard. I can
be-
scale it on a
Yeah,
building.
there's nothing to go by.
Right.
So with us, being able to mock something up for us to go look at and physically go there, stand in front of it, go back, 100, 200 feet before the sign and see what it's going to look like at that perspective, I mean, gets us a better idea.
I can do that. I can take and do the circle out of a piece of coroplast, and then I can do the bottom piece out of coroplast,
Yeah.
and I can
think it's
hand
a
it off
better
to
It
you.
doesn't have to be anything fancy.
Instead of just
Yeah,
arbitrarily
just- that's
saying,
like
"No,
a
it's gonna be too
cardboard."
big."
I appreciate it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we do that, I mean, how long would it take you to put something together to put up there? Because we'd have to schedule a day.
I'll cut this out.
I don't think we're worried about thickness as much as we're just looking for overall size. The height, the width, that type of a thing.
All right.
So we could look at it. Not spending a lot of money on it. I mean, we don't
No.
but we want it just so that we can get some type of a perspective
Okay,
of what this is going to look like.
Myself, I'm more concerned that it looks correct for the spot in proportion to things.
okay.
Yeah.
That sounds fair, to make a sound decision on how it's going to look. I will get those two pieces, exact size they were calling for, and get it to Izzy, and
Okay.
he'll have his guys station it somehow, and let you know. Who should we contact?
How long?
Me or
Let Barbara know?
Well, we have to kind of set a date today.
Would it
Okay.
make sense if it's up the night of your next meeting and maybe you go by like earlier?
That works for me.
You want to do it that way? We could
Month from
do,
now?
so that would have to be,
Oh, 2 weeks?
Well, it's a
Okay.
little less because we're on
hold on,
Wednesday.
that gives you less than 2 weeks, so
I can have
next
it
meeting's
by
the
Monday.
15th.
I just think
so-
you're all coming out anyway.
Yeah.
I won't be at that meeting, just for the record, so you may be in luck.
We can do it as, if you say, hey, have it ready in 3 or 4 days, that's fine. So, whatever's easier for you guys.
set a
You want to
date?
say the date, you want us, do you just want to set a date for like a Saturday? Doesn't have to be right away, but I mean, we do something after the next meeting too. You got like, the 20th? You want to do it that way?
20th?
Yeah.
Date and time?
I threw the 20th out there just because it gives some time to kind of get this put together, but
It'll only take me a matter of 2 days to have it to him. So if you want to move it up and go into next week, you just give me the date and I'll make sure he has it.
Doesn't matter.
I know like in the mornings usually, Saturday mornings usually pretty good for everybody.
Yeah. Do you want to do the 13th or the 20th?
13th is fine by me. I have nothing right now. I have nothing on the 13th.
Okay.
Then we can put it to bed,
Yeah.
get it ordered.
I
wanna-
could do the 13th.
You can do
And
the
when's your next
13th?
meeting, the 15th?
All right, 13th good for you? All right, so we want to
The
schedule a
15th?
field trip for the 13th. What do you want to do, like 9 o'clock?
9.
I won't
Okay.
have any pancakes ready.
Huh?
We won't have any pancakes.
That's all right, don't worry.
What about other restaurants?
And then the next meeting on the 15th is when we'd come and you'd tell us what you thought and everything?
We could, we can go on, I believe we could go on the record, have a discussion on the 15th,
Okay,
and then that would give you some guidance.
okay.
So,
I would also appreciate if you could provide, I know, I'm a numbers guy myself, and I would appreciate you providing some, for the signs, say, quarter mile north, quarter mile south, what are the heights of those signs?
Okay.
The heights of signs, quarter mile,
Yeah.
both ways. Not really anything.
The other thing you got there is the plaza, and there's like 5 signs on there, one sign.
Yeah, the
Right,
one's
so-
across the street from you, the one guy's down the hill, the B&B, and then you go to
Well, let's say a
Guardian
mile,
is
but,
taller.
further, you go further south, you're into Fishkill.
Right.
So you're almost, once you're past, Lawrence Farm is
No.
probably pretty close to the line. So, all right.
I would also mention, just before we all say goodbye, I had open-ended questions for the lighting and the landscaping plan.
That's it.
The lighting plan, I know that I think you have another lighting professional working on the lighting plan. Please pass along those. It appears that there are existing lighting fixtures on the building itself that are proposed to stay. Those will need to be factored into the lighting plan. The lighting plan currently only shows the poles that are proposed. And your narrative says that you are replacing, you're redoing the landscaping plan on the site. We'll need a landscaping plan detailing what you're putting in.
Well, we're refreshing the landscape. We're not adding anything. A lot of the bushes are dead. So
I'm not really doing
Talk-
much
talk
on
in the
landscaping. I'm
microphone.
just have a landscape,
You
and just
got
clean up
talking to the microphone.
outside, that's it. We're just
Yeah.
going to clean up and keep the bushes that are there, and that's it. I'm
So
not,
you're not proposing any additional landscaping?
nope.
Okay. Then you can ignore that comment and just incorporate the lighting comments from my memo.
What about the light?
well, I have a large
We just need a note on the plans detailing that the signage lighting will comply with the signage code. So just make sure that there is a note referencing that section of the plans, and that you're not proposing lighting for the signs that are in conflict with the signage code.
Talking about the building sign, too?
Yes.
and that should be on the photometric.
Yes, all of the lights on the site, as they're proposed to be, including the wall-mounted and the signage, should be on the lighting plan.
I sent an updated PDF of the signage. I'm not sure if you got that, but there was a separate email because we got the information late from the lighting people. I do have a print here if you want to, and also 11 by 17s, but the larger print is easier to see. But the calculations of all the existing lights is on the drawing. And for the signage, there's no effect as far as the floor because it's not aiming at anything and there's no direct light. So it's zero.
They don't Usually, I mean, absent overlighting on the signs, it shouldn't meaningfully contribute
Right.
to
I mean, you
the
could be
illumination
seen,
plan.
yeah, you could see them a mile away, but it doesn't affect the ground
Yeah, the
light
foot
level.
candles. The big one is just that there's a number of wall-mounted lights that will all need to be factored into
Yeah.
the lighting plan.
Those are on here as well. I could hand out the 11 by 17s if you want, and I do have 2 large sets if you want to record it, but I thought I sent it as a PDF as well by itself, but I'm not sure if everyone got that.
I did not see that with your submission.
Right. Did you want to take the large sheet just to look at it, or?
If you have an 11 by 17, I'd love to see it, but I won't have an opportunity to review it until your return on the 15th.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, that was pretty much most of your comments, Malcolm.
Yeah, that's the end of my comments. Just a note that there is an agreement, an existing easement agreement in place with respect to the parking.
Okay. As long as you have one copy for the secretary for the record.
I have an
It's the
extra.
most important one. Huh?
I have an extra.
Okay.
Bee can have mine, too.
It appears the plans reference an easement agreement in place with respect to the parking. But I did not see that that easement agreement was submitted, only that there's a note on the plans that that easement agreement exists.
That should be in the deed, wouldn't
I
it?
was going to say, a deed reference on the plan would,
There's a deed reference.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Chris-
I did not print that out that you're referring to.
Didn't print out the
The
easement.
information of the easement.
You didn't print it out,
No.
but we have it provided here.
Okay.
But you have it electronically, you could send to the secretary and she could distribute that? Maybe we could do it that way as well? Okay, so I mean, in the future, we'll, so that still has, that's still open-ended, we gotta get that addressed.
Oh, is this
Getting a
what we're
copy of
referring
the easement, getting a copy of the easement.
Okay. So I'm just putting 2 and 2 together because I did this a while ago. So I added that information as far as the first sheet. I also have a large print of that. And on the first sheet, it's noted as a bubble with revision number 1, which is sheet number CO-001. And the left-hand corner states the easement according to a certain document.
Bottom right.
Yeah, that's the,
That dark.
that's the document that I'm referencing. That document exists, that it details the easement and agreement. I just don't know that we've received that document. Also, as a heads up, doing a quick review of the lighting plan. We're back. What?
It's pretty dark.
In certain sections of it, along the building, though, they'll need a waiver for foot candles. In the middle of the parking lot, there's a couple instances where they go over 5, but not by very much. But along the building, they're over 10 in a couple of places. As a heads up to the board. I think the max is 12.1. There's another place where it looks like they're close to 10. With a 9 over here. I guess my biggest concern is that there are big areas where it's pretty dark, and there are a couple of places where it's very bright. And then that illumination is not very even. But it does look like the entrances are well lit.
Where are you getting these?
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
kind of looking at it, I don't see these numbers.
Biggest one I see is like a 2.4.
He's young.
Yeah, a lot of low, 2 point.
See a 4.
Sure is you're looking at.
So right here will give you the max handle. That's why had to make sure. Max is 12.1, and the 12.1 is underneath these blue, right in here.
Oh, that's probably the lamp poles right there. On those
And
islands.
then along the front, that's an 8.9, but that 8.9 is right next to a 0.7, which
Doesn't
is
make
very
sense.
Wait,
strange
it's not,
to me.
the numbers aren't matching up, because
Yeah.
you would dissipate, if you had that much there,
Right
it
here.
should dissipate out.
It's an 8.2, and then immediately next to it, it's a 0.9.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the way the building is lit with the wall-mounted signs, or
Okay.
what, but you've got a lot of lighting right along here, and then it comes out into
Yeah.
these spaces. This area of the parking lot has no lighting, but this will be a full hotspot of about
Right.
2 to 5 foot candles. The walls are lit up very well, but the parking lot immediately in front of it is very dark.
Is this the 8.9 that you're referring to?
There's an 8.9 there. There's a 12.1 right there. This is a 6.1. Just looking at your hotspots, that's all. And then I guess my concern is that the hotspots then transition into areas with almost no, right? All of this will be very, very dark. This will be very light directly underneath the poles. This will be a nice even lighting, but then this will be lit up very brightly immediately adjacent to the building, right? So you'll have a 12.1 right next to a 1. You'll have an 8.2 right next to a 0.4.
These, yeah, I'm not sure how accurate this was, because these aren't like,
You need the microphone.
They're not very bright, right? These are all the wall mounted
You
ones.
could talk, talking to Mike, and it's, I mean, we're, so, we're kind of getting too much into the review now, into this whole thing.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's, yeah.
Well, my
I think
point
it's
is,
something you need to, you still, you have to, you kind of have to address it, or you have to, I mean, basically, these are going to be new lights that are going in there, right? They're now, correctly?
they're replacing existing locations.
Existing lighting that's there.
And they're less lit than what's there. Before, they're a lantern light with a single bulb. These things are boxes with some type of screen on top. So when I see a .8, I don't know if that's that can't be on the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how their program, I can't answer how the program thinks it's, I mean, the only way to be sure is to actually take photo measurements when it's installed.
Yeah, which is too late at that point.
Yeah, but I mean, these things are large, rectangle box about this tall.
Yeah, they're the old ones with the, metal halide or sodium vapor bulb in it.
What's there now?
Yeah,
What's there now is just a lantern light with a bulb.
Yeah.
lantern light.
Yeah, with
bulb in it.
100 watt bulbs. What I'm putting in is just more accent lighting. It's going to be much lower.
Right.
Yes.
I would take a look at the program you're using then, because if you're using just sort of like proposing nice dim wall light that's not really, it's not shining onto the ground, it's not providing, it's just sort of ambient accent lighting.
Correct.
I don't think it's reading it correctly, right? Because it's giving readings, or it's giving us a photometric plan back that doesn't really represent what you're proposing. So take a look at the software, or take a look at the lights that you're looking to use. You may need to shift some things around just in terms of what you're looking to do. But you're back in a position where you would need to get a waiver from the planning board for your lighting plan.
But you also provided the model number and everything for the lighting that we're putting in. That was in there.
Right, the problem is not all light fixtures have photometric calculations that will work with the computer. The light company has commercial, like all lighting commercial fixtures have calculations that are thrown into the program. Other lights that you might get in Home Depot or on the internet don't necessarily come with any information because they're insignificant. They're not used to light up a parking lot. I can't answer why they don't have information that could be used on, popular programs. So the lighting people would have to guesstimate what that does. So I don't know if we can answer that question because for example, the sign, the internally lit sign, they had no calculation on the floor. It says, well, that's what the program said. That's their outcome. It doesn't reflect, and it only makes sense because it's not trying to aim at anything. It's just illuminating from internally. So visually, you could see it from a distance, but it's not meant to light up anything. That's probably why it reads 0 as far as the photometric is concerned. And the light that we chose probably doesn't have I don't know what to call it, but they don't have a lighting map that could be used by a program.
Sure.
Which
Well,
I believe might be the case.
I don't think that we'll suss this out here. With the planning board's permission, I'd be happy to speak to the applicant offline, or the applicant's lighting professional offline, to try to get this lighting plan in compliance, or at least closer to compliance.
Okay.
I just, again, I haven't seen this
I think
lighting
that's-
submission. I haven't reviewed it. I just wanted to let everyone know that,
So after,
looking at it briefly, it is in a position where a waiver would need to be requested.
so why don't you reach out to, let Malcolm review the plan, you could reach out to him, discuss it, kind of resolve that issue, all right?
Thank you.
Yeah, because I don't think we're not going to, it really doesn't
I
pay to
just
do
have a
right now.
question. You have an apartment there. Do you have lighting for the person living upstairs on this plan?
Do I have lighting?
Like where, I don't know where their entrance is. I think it's in the back.
In the back, there's an existing light that's there, and which just a porch light.
So it's
and
enough
then
in
a
the
light
parking
outside.
lot?
So yeah, nothing else.
Okay, all right, so there's minimal lighting at the back, just to light the landing and the stairway, more or less.
Basically, yeah.
Okay,
Just to code with the building.
all right. All right, well, we touch with the engineer's letter. I know you had a couple items there still.
Did you guys get the letter from the last meeting?
We just got it yesterday.
From the prior meeting. So the letter that was issued yesterday was basically just reiterating the original comments from the prior meeting, because they hadn't been responded to yet. And
Get any letters? I didn't get
The July,
Well, I got it this morning, and I'll let you talk about that.
so it's the July, so there was comments from the July 18th.
Yep.
Yeah. Wanna-
You want to,
So yeah, we could just step through. I mean, the first comment was, we're just outlining that there's a number of site plan requirements in the town code that they aren't meeting relative to information on the plan. But imagine that some of those the board could waive. I'm not sure if that requires any formal waiver, or just needs to be noted in a resolution.
So
But
for the
things-
contours and the
certain
existing
existing
utilities.
conditions and,
Yeah,
exactly.
I know, yeah, I see, I mean, the contours, I agree, they could possibly be waived if the rest of the board agrees, but, I mean, the utilities, I think, are kind of at least roughly where they exist, septic and well, obviously.
I would agree, yeah.
Yeah,
so if I could add a comment to the first item. Originally, we're not doing a site plan, we're just kind of doing the light and so forth. So having the contours, it's not like we're regrading, relatively flat. And then as far as the existing utilities, This is an existing site that we're not adding utilities, so we could indicate it as far as what the information we have, but, and I believe it's on there, but I didn't indicate electric lines and so forth, so is that all you're asking for, is just to say overhead power lines and?
If you can show the water and sewer services, the contours and topography, it sounds like the board agrees, at least Bruce agrees, that it's probably not needed. Like you said, there's
Okay.
only very minor site improvements.
Yeah, there's no way we could tell where the sewage, because, we don't have that
Well, I mean,
information.
Roughly, I mean, you
Just
roughly know where,
Okay.
There should be some.
you should
pretty
know where
good
the
plans.
septic
Right, there
tank
should be
is.
some good record documents of
Yeah.
this.
Regarding?
The sewage location.
Yeah, all the
There should be manhole covers.
all the manhole covers are there, they're existing.
Yep.
And the leach field is in the back.
Right.
Yeah, I have all of
And there
that.
should be record documents showing those on a plan, and if those were just transcribed to this plan, and you could just reference that plan, that, those locations are based on, whatever they're based on.
Yeah,
And
that-
that would be sufficient.
All pre-existing, yeah, because we're dealing with the Board of Health now, just for everything we're putting new.
It's not going to be accurate, but, kind of sketch out the area.
I mean, it's not like it needs to be like GPS survey, but
Okay.
it should be accurate if it's on a record document, and if it can get transcribed accurately to a certain degree. As long as the information, if there's if it's showing a 1,250 gallon septic tank in a certain location, I would.
I have that.
And it's there, then put it.
I have
there.
that.
If it's around back, then show it around back. So,
Right, I have that, because I had it inspected prior for me buying the place.
yeah, I would imagine
So I
that
have
you
all
have all that information.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So we're just asking that all be compiled on the site plan. It's part of the site plan requirements in the town code, so
Okay.
anything that you can put on the plan to meet those requirements, that's what we're asking for. I think that the utilities is important. There's other things that are listed there that may not be needed, and you can request waivers from the planning board for those. So that's the point of comment number one.
So in reference to the septic, I can get that, that's not a problem. So what's the next item?
The next item you mentioned, please include a map reference, not on the site plan, indicating the source of boundary and existing conditions information depicted.
So is it from, are the property lines you're showing from a tax map or from a prior site plan or survey?
Well, there was a survey information that we used to put it on AutoCAD. Mind you, the drawings were done by hand, so it was an AutoCAD to begin with.
But if it's referencing, if you were entered them in based on meets and bounds that were listed, let's say you drew it or traced it in, then that's reference whatever plan you took that from.
Yes.
So that's all we're asking, just
Okay.
a reference of where that information came from.
Right.
Whether if it's aerial that you just traced, or if it's tax map boundary, or if it's, you took it from a prior site plan, if it's from that site plan, indicated it's from that site plan, the title, the date,
Okay.
everything, or whatever, or a survey prepared by so-and-so.
Right, exactly. Okay, great. Number 3, all easements should be identified on the plan, including any access easement, utility easements, or others. This is a little wordy because there was a document that kind of explained it as a 25 sheet, and I don't know how to break that down to, put it on a drawing. So, again, with that, I can only show where the easements are. And I think it's on the drawings, but not indicated, so I could just word it out, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, just if there's specific easements, you can list them, like if there's an access easement, you can just have a list of that in a table or just somewhere on the plan, and just reference the deed, where that easement exists right now. If it's from a file deed at the county clerk's office with a document number, just reference it.
Yeah, well, we are referencing it. There is an easement for the parking.
Yep.
There's no way to reference except for reference the document.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Okay. Number 4, the description of the proposed use, including seat count, operating hours, and anticipated number of employees should be indicated on the plan. We did that, and also,
I see the seat count.
yeah, you mentioned somewhere, I don't know if it was somewhere else, but something about it's a little bit higher than what was.
That's the last comment.
Oh, okay. So we're basically not changing or increasing the zone, we're just gonna.
This is going to get,
you know, have the same count. We're not doing anything different as far as.
So your breakdown for the seat count, and that's fine if that's what it is. I don't have the record documents in front of me either, so I'm just basing this on the information that you guys provided. You in your breakout on CO01, let's see, you have existing seats.
Can we cut this short? I mean, I think that to go back and forth here and kind of lay everything out for him.
Yeah.
Is not really, yeah, I don't think he's prepared, number one, you know,
I just
for
want to make
tonight.
sure that we're all clear on
That's
what's required.
that's the biggest thing. I mean, he's not prepared for what, you know, we were coming to discuss. Going through the letter right now, you know, in full detail to go back and give him instructions on how to redo this. I think the board feels you know, that we need to, if you want to do this, then we could do it offline.
Yep.
All right, you guys can go ahead, discuss it. And then that way, his next submission hopefully will be a lot better and we'll have included all this information. I think the highlight of everything at the end of the day is really, have you reached out to the health department yet to discuss anything with them?
Yeah, I already have all the water treatment and everything with the Board of Health that I'm dealing with, and we're already working on all of that. With the seat count, it's all existing. I'm okay with the Board of Health. We're moving forward.
Have you gotten anything in writing from them? Have you submitted anything to them to review?
I submitted everything. Yeah, I have a company that's installing all the new UV lights and everything. I had to get an engineer. I had to get a day to sign off on the UV lights. We have all of that already.
Okay. All right, so at some point, we'll have something back from the health department that, you know, that they're okay with what you're putting together.
All right, I could get that for you as well.
Okay. All right, so I think,
So just one more point, because I think this is important for the whole board to hear this. Number 5, they want to show a proposed restaurant. This is an as-built, so I'm providing an as-built drawing as it gets finished. So that's not available yet until
so,
at the very
yeah, so I mean, it's a site, you're looking to amend the site plan for certain things, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody else that comes here to amend their site plan comes in and they give us a plan of what they're proposing to do prior to doing the work. So it's, just hear me out a second. So if we give you the opportunity to say, all right, yeah, everything's okay, and we'll accept an as-built at the end of the day, it doesn't follow the procedure that's been going on for years. It doesn't follow the procedure that's in the town code that says you have to have something approved prior to building it, correct?
Correct, but this is...
Okay, so the as-built really has nothing to do with, at the end of the day, to match what we're approving today, or, you know, hopefully prior to the work.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean-
so that's all the as-built is really doing.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
in my opinion, this is a site plan review, not a building review.
We're not doing a building review. This is all stuff that's pertinent to the site plan approval.
So the reason for, he's questioning comment 5 where I asked for a floor plan.
Right.
So the floor plan, if you're saying that you're not going to be revising your seat count, and the crux of the comment is water and sewer, because that's all based on the use inside that facility. Not just the seat count, but also your kitchen layout and, you know, the grease interceptor, and making sure that all the plumbing is going to the grease interceptor that needs to go there, and everything else is diverted around. So if you're not changing anything and that's all remaining the same, including the seat count, then you can respond with that. But that's what you'd be held to. And if you need to change that, then it needs to be looked at again, and to see if there do need to be any modification to the well and the water system and the sewer system. Those are all things, I'm glad you said that you're working with an engineer already. So these are all things that Mark has a great handle on and can certainly help you guys through. It's really not asking a lot. It's just to make sure that everything has been looked at during the site plan review process, because it could impact the water and sewer, which are site plan related items. So that's the reason for it. We're not doing there's no building review happening. It's just relative to water and sewer to document the things that you guys are claiming to be true.
Okay. Is that it?
Yep.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
So just to put it officially on the record, I don't think we voted on the site visit. So the site visit, we're going to make a motion to schedule a site visit for September the 13th at 9 a.m.
So moved. Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Okay, so that should, all right, take care. All right, that concludes this item tonight. Next item we have on the agenda this evening is a conceptual review for Performance Auto for an amended site plan.
Good evening, Mark Day, representing one of Barb's favorite projects. So, tonight we're here with concept plans. It's my understanding that the old site plan is no longer with us. So we're here to try to come to a understanding of what we're going to do with this project as far as allowing parking and other things the board wants to see.
Okay.
Use the mic.
Needs a spike, yeah, okay. You could hold on to the
Sorry.
microphone so that, yeah. All right. Okay, so kind of looks like we want to like expand some of the parking areas
Correct.
for vehicle storage, I guess.
Correct. There were some areas, I believe on a prior site plan in this area that was to remain green and to be planted. Unfortunately, it's bedrock, so there isn't a whole lot without blasting that we would have to do to be able to plant there. So we're asking tonight if we can kind of like move this around a little bit to be able to use that site, that location, and we'd like to propose some valet parking in the rear of the building, only because it's just easier. They're not general parking areas. They're only to be used by the employees, so that they're the only ones moving those cars.
I would just point out, looking at your application form, it says the existing number of parking spaces is 53, the proposed is 102. This is an acre site, yeah?
Yes.
So your special permit regulations for motor vehicle sales establishments, 24067, item D limits the number of vehicles on any given site, including display, inventory, and employee customer, at 70 per acre.
Well, I just want to say, being in this, and we represent Hudson Valley Volvo as well as other dealerships, it's very difficult because of inventory. And, I'm not saying it's impossible, but he's going to lose a lot of use of the site. So, that's why we're here tonight, to basically look to the board and say, yeah, it's not optimum, but he's been here for a while. If we need a variance, we'd be certainly happy to get it, but in order for him to operate, and you guys know what I'm talking about, a lot of the car dealerships right now are just bulging. We considered the valet parking only because it allows more parking. Obviously, it's not general purpose parking, so we're here tonight to try to resolve this issue. It's been an outstanding issue for a long time, and I think we're trying to make inroads to resolving this issue.
The other point that I would raise, you don't have the proposed impervious surface or the proposed landscaped area, but just looking at the site itself, I think you would run into an issue with that as well.
We agree.
Yeah, so I think that you would be looking at a number of variances in order to move forward with what you've shown on the plans.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm here to really get a straw poll vote with the board members, and the consultants, to say, I think what we're showing here is our best management plan. We are showing landscaping in the front. There is an area in the front that was declared no parking, that we're not we're trying to resolve that issue as well. Right now, there are some parking there, we are going to remove that, so.
Are you proposing to move any of the I mean, I don't know if it's clear on these plans. Do you have overhead garage doors on any of the buildings?
Yes, on this
Do we have overhead doors on these buildings? I think the one in the rear.
Yeah, on the
faces-
one on the north, the one to the
And
north
just
has
based on the surrounding parking, I assume that they're facing one of the two streets, right? Okay.
I think they face, they started
Yeah,
Palmetier.
they face Palmetier.
Yeah, there's nothing facing Route 9 as far as garage doors.
And you're not proposing to change that in any way, right? That's existing, non-conforming? Okay.
Yes.
No, that's the showroom.
Oh, this is the little one, okay.
I mean, the number, I mean, it's the number of vehicles per acre. I think that's the biggest sticking point here. I mean, but you're going to propose, I mean, obviously you're proposing to pull everything back onto the property, so it won't be over the lines on the north side and at the east, in the DOT right-of-way. You pull all that stuff out.
Yes.
Do you know, Barbara, the last time anybody applied for a variance for that element of the special permit? I can't remember an instance of it. I know that we looked at those calculations closely for CarMax and for Subaru and for
Yeah, I think the last variance was with DCH for cars along the road, because they should be one on 40. But I think that's the last.
But nothing
variance.
for like 70 per acre, per
No.
gross acre? Okay.
If we had one, it was a long time ago.
And the site is an acre?
Yeah, I mean, they would be limited to 70 parking spaces. Currently, they're at 53, and they're looking to get 102.
I think he had, off the top of my head, like 96 till he put the steel building up. So they had enough parking, but then they lost a lot with the building.
How did they lose it? I'm sorry.
When
They built this Butler
They put the
building,
steel.
and that's when it went down to 53.
This is a new building, well,
Yeah.
kind of new. Newer.
The only impervious you're adding is just for that, the valet area?
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Would you guys consider like an alternative surface to try to mitigate the, really, for the
We could do-
variance, not really stormwater? I'm
could
only
do-
thinking about the variance to make it less.
You want to do like pervious pavement, you think?
I was just wondering if that was something that you guys would be,
What about what they have in
Consider.
Volvo, where they have their parking?
Oh, that's like a grass stone. It's
like
turf stone.
the GeoGrid thing?
Yeah, it's like a turf stone where the grass grows up.
Okay.
If you guys are okay with
At
that.
least,
Just, I
yeah, at
mean,
least,
What, that's there, that's currently there, or are you proposing that?
We're workshopping ideas for trying to mitigate the need for a variance for impervious.
Yeah.
Many cars.
I think that that there would be a collection of variances that they would need to get that might be tricky to get.
Yeah.
And any
Oh, yeah, 'cause
any
you-
possibility to mitigate those, to soften that package.
Yeah. I'm just looking at,
I would also, if you come back, I mean, the existing conditions site plan show
See, this is not their property over here.
display vehicles out by Route 9.
Right.
Those aren't shown on the sketch amended. Are you,
No, we're going to remove that area. This area
Yeah.
down here, the hatched area,
yeah?
we're considering that no parking. So what you see is,
No, I just wanted to make sure that display vehicles got factored into your like,
Yes.
total vehicle count should you go to the ZBA.
everything on,
full,
in this area will be moved back to the site and have been
pipe.
accompanied in this plan.
No, I think it's a drainage pipe,
that's a big improvement.
3-footer. 36 or something. 30-inch, 30-foot easement.
Yeah, 36-inch pipe right there.
No,
See it? There.
no,
It's labeled on Ray.
Oh, that runs along, but that's off the property.
yeah, I can tell.
I mean, what's everybody's feeling with the proposal? I mean, a number of cars, are we trying to cramp too much, or does anybody have any thoughts?
I don't really have an issue with it, as long as you make it out, make it work right. Keep the traffic flowing.
I mean, fire department be okay with that?
Emergency.
The way it's set up?
Well, that's,
That'd be my only,
yeah, needs,
Can they
need a
circulate a
24,
fire truck?
yeah, you need a 24-foot access to get around everything.
Yeah, I
mean,
think
you'd
we have.
be able to demonstrate that on the
Yep, we
plan.
can do that.
What is the board's waiver authority?
140.
I don't know. I don't think we
Planning
do.
boards?
I don't think we do have
The
the
planning board
authority
has
to waive
no
it.
ability to waive any of these requirements.
requirements.
It's everything would be-
Everything that I've mentioned,
Everything's
those
strictly a
3
variance.
variances would have to come from the ZBA.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, guys gotta make a living, needs to get the cars in there, but that's the only thing I can see.
Some of it's, yeah. I mean, the one section is already existing for the most part. Where the showroom is, that, on the southern part of the property.
The only other thing I would think to put on here is where his loader loads and unloads.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
That's probably some.
Where his
load.
deliveries load
Oh,
and unload.
deliveries,
Yeah.
okay.
The car carrier.
The loading zone is, yeah.
So the only improvements that you're proposing are just that valet area,
That's
right?
it.
Everything else is you're just trying to fix.
Just clean it up,
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
vehicles back on the site, really.
Well, let's
Well,
be
no,
clear, the
the-
rock knob where you're looking for a lot of
All right,
parking.
Barb, what do you want to do with the rock?
No, that's a change though, so.
It's a
you have to
change.
Because it
state
wasn't
that.
approved in the
That was
previous
supposed to
plan.
be plantings,
But there's
and
cars in.
it's rock, so.
Cars in there now.
I know, but it got paved after the last site plan, so I just want to get it approved.
So it is
This one.
technically a change.
It's a change.
It exists, but it is not on an approved plan, and it would be considered a change.
Where is this split?
Housekeeping.
It's this landscaped area.
It's housekeeping type.
So if you look up here, there's some cars parked
Well-
there. So,
Gotcha.
Kinda, yeah, kinda. It's stuff that they did without an approval. That's the, I don't know. I mean, it's kinda, hate to say it's kinda there. It's kinda,
No, but it cleans it up.
yeah, it's been there for a little while. The behind the building, I mean, they've been doing it. I mean, I drive by there occasionally, and it's,
Yeah.
sometimes there's vehicles there, sometimes there's not.
I mean, my biggest concern as far as the variances for the number of cars on the lot is that it will get pulled into the wider context of the push and pull of other car dealerships in the town. And that the ZBA may not be willing to bend on that, because then they will be expected to bend
no, I understand.
Yeah.
on other larger lots that all want to fit as many cars, And so any percentage waiver that they grant then becomes a new
I just
benchmark.
think it's something a board should consider, or not this board, but the zoning board or town board may want to consider looking at that code, because it is restrictive for a car dealer. It's very difficult. I mean, these guys, pre-COVID, probably wasn't a problem. Post-COVID, it's a problem.
I want to double check, because I know that it was also added after the fact in response to, right? It was not a part of the original special permit for motor vehicles.
Okay.
I don't know when it was added, but
I mean, I'm not just talking this project, I'm talking town-wide. It's just, it is an issue. I mean, if you guys drive into Hudson Valley Volvo, Volkswagen, you can see, I mean, their inventory is, they require a lot of it, probably more than they ever did.
Okay, they have to get approval?
Does this have to go back to the town board to amend a special permit?
It's one trailer.
I mean,
Just,
if they
throwing it
don't
out
receive
there.
the variance, you can try your luck with the ZBA.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can, absent a variance, there is no point in bringing it to the planning board.
Right.
Because there's nothing that we can do
Correct.
with this plan absent suitable variances. Unless you wanted to come back and say, you know, we're modifying this, we're looking to get 70 instead of the 53, right? If you want to come back with a code compliant plan, we can move forward. And I think we're all interested in finding something that works for the site. But anything more than 70 total vehicles, and that's not just inventory, right? That's display and what's required for customer and employee, which have their own requirements.
That's where the difficulty runs with this law, because, you know, we did Healy Hyundai in Fishkill, and the amount of people that want cars serviced, it's like 80 cars. You know, and that's like in a day to 2 days, 3 days. It's just a lot of space.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the planning board does have the ability to waive certain parking requirements, but because these are stipulated in the special permit, they would not.
Right, I understand.
That, you know, any deviation from your parking requirements or your total cars on site would have to come in the form of a variance.
So would this board recommend us to the ZBA at this point, or is it a full application and we need to be denied and then go to ZBA? How do we get to the ZBA?
I think you can start at the ZBA. You haven't
Can we?
opened a formal application
No.
with us. I think you can start at the ZBA,
Okay,
you know,
okay,
and try your luck there.
all right. Oh, and we want like 3 of those wacky signs. Can we get those, or?
The waving
Yeah,
guys.
no.
Yeah, can we get those? Just 3.
Good, yeah, good luck with that.
I think there's a section on the special permit that,
Damn it. Make it hard. Okay, so we'll go to the ZBA, we'll make application with them and go from there.
if you're going, do your impervious surface.
Okay, we'll do
You know,
that. Yep.
figure out the total number of variances you would need, so it can be one trip.
Will do, thank you very much. Have a good evening. Is there anything else you want to yell at me about?
I don't know, does anybody have anybody have any concerns with this? No. Just let it go out, let the ZBA hash it out first.
Yep.
That comes back and take your chances with them, and we'll go from there.
Thank you very much.
Huh?
Thank you.
No. All right. Okay, so with that, I think we're to the end of the agenda for the evening.
Just one thing, Bruce,
Yeah.
and maybe a future meeting, I know Malcolm, thank you for preparing that summary, and it's late, so, but I think it's
Yeah.
worth the board discussing that, if not tonight, at another meeting.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would have been good to meet at 6 tonight. We could have just kind
Talked about
of
it.
discussed it during a workshop, and
Well, we can do it in the workshop at the next meeting, and I wasn't able to get a copy of the updated comprehensive plan before I sent out this memo, but
Okay.
I have it now. Thank you very much for helping me find that. That'll also give Kyle an opportunity. Kyle was away last week, so he wasn't able to review those changes.
Okay.
He'll have an opportunity to review those, same with Christian. And I'll be able to update the memo that I sent out with the draft of the comprehensive plan update. The comprehensive plan update is only about 17 pages. So I'll also send that around to the full board if you guys want to take a look at that. And then we can, you know, regardless of the agenda, we'll meet at 6 at the next meeting and we
and
can
we
talk
could
about
look
it.
at it. I
preview.
believe currently the agenda is pretty light for the next meeting. Yeah. So it'll give us an opportunity to go and review it and discuss it and go from there.
Sounds good.
So, all right.
I will miss that meeting.
Oh, no. Well, let's,
You wanna-
we can wait until the next one.
I'll watch if you do it during the video period, I'll watch it on TV.
If you
You could do that, or we
also, if
could,
you-
I mean, if you want, I mean, I know that you've been very interested in these changes and everything else.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
just
we
wait.
could put it off to the first meeting in October if you want to do it that way.
Well, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I think we should do
Yeah.
that.
Listen, I know you've had a lot of interest in it, and I mean, I think whatever you're going to bring to the table will probably be good for discussion. So when we do that for the first meeting in October then.
Sounds good.
All right?
Thank you.
So let's do that, and then with that, If we have nothing else to discuss, then entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Okay.